Good morning, students. It's another day of 5 minutes or less with Mrs. Manley, and today we're going to cover sequences in 5 minutes or less, part 1. There will be multiple videos in this series. Our question for today is, how do you write arithmetic and geometric sequences with an explicit formula and use them to model situations? First, let's talk about arithmetic versus geometric. An arithmetic sequence increases adding or decreases subtracting by the common difference, which we refer to as D. So in our first example, our sequence is 11, 9, 7, 5. So we can see that this is decreasing by an amount of -2 or subtracting by -2. Therefore, our common difference is -2. In our second example, 3, 9, 15, 21, we can see that we are adding 6. So our common difference is a +6. Now we'll talk about geometric sequences. A geometric sequence increases or decreases by a common ratio. When we are talking about geometric sequences, we are talking about multiplication or division, and we write this common ratio as the letter R. When we're talking about multiplication, we're just going to write what that ratio is. However, when we're talking about division, you should be writing your answer as a fraction because we know that fraction is a way to represent division. For example, if I was dividing by 3, that's the same as 1 over 3. Okay? We're going to take whatever we're dividing by and write the reciprocal. So 3 is the same as 3 over 1. Therefore, the reciprocal would be 1 over 3. So we are multiplying by 1/3. So in our first example, we have 2, -10, 50, and -250. Okay? We can see that it's increasing by a multiplication or ratio of 5. And then it's alternating between positive, negative, positive, negative. So that tells me that it is -5. 2 times -5 would give me -10. A -10 times a -5 would give me a +50, and so on. In example 2, 125, 25, 5, and 1, we can see that it's decreasing. So we know that this should be division. Remember that division we're going to write as a fraction. Okay, so what am I dividing by here? I'm dividing by 5. 125 divided by 5 is 25. Divided by 5 is 5. Divided by 5 is 1. Okay, remember, we don't want to write 5. If I write 5, that's saying I'm multiplying by 5. Instead, I'm going to write the reciprocal, which is 1 over 5. Okay, I'm multiplying by 1/5, which is the same as dividing by 5. Okay, here's another example for you to look at. What I would like for you to do is to go ahead and just hit your pause button and go ahead and answer these questions on your own. You can either answer them on a sheet of paper, you can answer them in your head, and then if you would like to, go ahead and send me your answers for 1 through 4 via email at manleyc@rcschools.net, or you can text them to me via Remind. Again, this has been another 5 minutes or less lesson with Mrs. Manley, and this was Sequence Basics in 5 minutes or less, Part 1. Join me tomorrow for Part 2.